Next, what we're going to need to do is set up our dispensing locations, essentially our locations of our various liquor guns. So the way that we do that is we go ahead and move on. Off the left hand side here we have dispensers. If we click on dispensers, you'll notice here a box that says no POD nodes exist or none are currently connected to the POP. Now the reason why we're getting this box is because we haven't set up any of our POD nodes yet. So this is what we're getting ready to do. So go ahead and click OK down here at the bottom. Next we're going to want to set up our point of dispense nodes. Okay. Now these point of dispense nodes are the areas where your liquor guns are placed. Say for example you have two different bars, say a main bar east and a main bar west, and say for example we also have a liquor gun over by our pool tables. Okay, essentially those are three separate locations. So what we're going to need to do is set up three different nodes. And if we look up at the top here, what we're going to need to do is go ahead and set up three different locations. So we're going to go ahead and double click node number 1, and then we want to set up our maximum number of buttons that are contained on our liquor gun. So say for example we have 8 buttons on a particular gun, and we're going to set up this location for our pool tables. If we click on the name field right down here and type in pool tables, and we're going to connect to our EMS backroom, which we've already set up, so we don't have to touch that. Next we go ahead and click save down here at the bottom. So now after doing that, what you'll notice is that we have a point of dispense number 1, and we're in the pool tables area. Okay, and the point of pump is set up for node number 15, which is our EMS back room. So now it's just a matter of setting up our various liquor brands that are over here off to the right hand side. We've got all these various liquor brands, and it's just a matter of just adding these over to our various buttons on our liquor gun. And as you'll notice, we've got 8 buttons for this particular gun that we've set up. So say for example if we want to set up absolute for button number 1, it's just a matter of clicking the field underneath the name, and then off to the right hand side we just double click absolute. We want to set up for, if we want to set up vodka for button number 2, just double click vodka, tequila, so on and so forth. Next we're going to need to configure our solenoids, which is up here at the upper right hand corner. You see a group of buttons right here. Click on the solenoids button, and you're probably wondering what in the world is a solenoid. Now the solenoid controls how long the valve stays open when a particular button is pressed on your liquor gun. Now we're going to establish our solenoids in the same order that we established our liquor buttons. So if we start right here, right next to absolute, in this column right here, and off to the right hand side, right underneath solenoids, and right underneath name, we just double click. And we continue to do that for all of our liquor buttons. Next we're going to set up our pour styles. We do this by going up to the pour styles button up here at the top. Now our pour styles control our regular pour, our long pour, and our short pour for our liquor button. So the way that we configure our pour styles is we go ahead and go underneath this pour styles menu that's off to the right hand side here. If we click under name and we type in liquor, hit enter, the next thing that we're going to do is we're going to need to establish our regular pour, our long pour, and our short pour. PS1 is our regular pour, PS2 is our long pour, and PS3 is our short pour. So underneath PS1, our regular pour, we're just going to go ahead and type in 1¼ ounce for that pour style. For our long pour, we're going to go with 1½ ounce, just 1.5, then hit enter. Then for our short pour, we're just going to type in 1/2 ounce. So just type in 0.5, then hit enter. Then this is our liquor pour style. Next, after we have created this pour style, we just go underneath our pour style column right here, right next to absolute, and then just double click to assign liquor to that particular button. And we can go ahead and do that with the rest of them here. Now let's just say, for example, with Hennessy, we wanted to have a totally different pour style for this button. Well, we can go ahead and create a brand new pour style for this by going underneath pour styles again, right underneath liquor, click the box right underneath liquor, and say, for example, we want to only have a splash of, say, Hennessy. We can go ahead and type in splash, hit enter, and then for our regular pour amount, say we only want to go with 1/2 ounce. Type in 0.5 for our regular pour. Then after we've assigned that, just click on splash, and then right next to Hennessy, underneath pour style, just double click. Next, we're going to want to assign our button groups. Just up at the top right here, just click the button groups button. Now the reason why we want to assign button groups has to do with reporting purposes. If button groups aren't assigned, then you're going to get a report that combines all of your point of dispense stations all within one report. So if we want to go ahead and create a button group for our pool tables, we can go ahead underneath button groups, just click underneath name and just type in pool tables. Then hit enter. And then right underneath the button group column, just go ahead and click the box, and we can go ahead and double click. Now one of the nice features about this program has to do with being able to assign particular button groups to a range. So say, for example, you don't want to waste time with double clicking each of these boxes. Let's say you have more than 8 buttons. If we go ahead down here at the bottom right, there's a button here that says assign to range. If we click that button, we have a dialog box that says start with which button and end with which button. So say, for example, we want to assign pool tables to all of our buttons. Well, a nice way of being able to do that is just go ahead and click assign, and it assigns this button group to all of our buttons, which can be very, very convenient.